Hi, everyone. So just welcoming you here to a gathering of guidance, a gathering of observations and insight, and hopefully some clarification along your path. So this is Saera The Invisibles. We're on our 71st episode. And I just want to welcome you here if you're here for the first time, if you've been coming and returning and we've been getting to meet you and learn about you and your journey. So how this works is it's an opportunity to ask yourself a question for yourself, humanity, or the planet. And so as you're asking these questions, we will do the best we can to give forth some guidance, inspiration, insight, clarification that may help you along your path. So today, I just want to open the space by acknowledging the Trinity that I work with, which is, hello, Nikki. So the Trinity is honoring the great beneath, honoring the planet that holds us, the foundations of our lives, honoring that grounded rootedness that brings forth a sense of stability in all that we do today. Thank you, Great Earth, for holding us and grounding this session. I want to honor the great beyond, the celestial realms and the unseen allies for bestowing us with your expansiveness, your eagle-eye perspective on our lives and on the journeys before us. May you help us understand the many tributaries that lead to the purpose and the direction that we are seeking. And lastly, if you want to put your hand on your heart, I just want to honor you all and each and every one of you for coming here today and witnessing, and for the journey that you've been on in this life, for the dreams and aspirations that you hold dear, for the joys and the sorrows and all the in-between that you've experienced, and just knowing that you're completely welcome here, you and your questions and your presence. So with that, you lay your hands down. I'm just going to ring this bell, and I like to think of when I ring this bell, this golden egg of light just encircles my space, and golden eggs of light is a really beautiful visualization for creating almost like a psychic buffer, a filter. So it's not a shield necessarily, but it's something that can help filter you. And so I really encourage for any of you empaths out there, if you're ever feeling like you're navigating sticky, thick waters in your environment or in a city, and you can just visualize yourself in this beautiful glowing golden egg just holding you and acting as a gentle filter. So here we go. So how this works is, firstly, hello everyone. We've got Nikki, Stephen, Christopher. Welcome. So I'm going to start with my own theme, a theme or a question I want to get into. And so something that I want to get into that is kind of alive for me is exploring purpose and the art of being able to like narrow down and refine what is it that each of us bring to the world. I know we bring so much to the world, but as I've been exploring the idea of niche too, and like, what is it to, scrape away all the different excess in our lives of the ways that we show up and find like, what is that golden center? What is that genius zone that one can structure their life around to bring not just a feeling of being in that throne of purpose, but also watching the ripple effect of that in your life as the foundation of your actions and of your drive and of the stamina that you put forth in the world is connected to this. So that's my question, is to go and explore the zone of genius, explore that center point, if there's any guidance on how people can find that in themselves. And then we will get to the questions as they arrive. Wandering aimlessly in life is a beautiful way of experiencing new dynamic expressions of the divine. The art of meandering, the sacred art of being the wanderer, the journey of allowing life to sway you back and forth, that you may taste the different expressions of yourself. But sometimes in life, it's important to realize when that phase is coming to its own evolution, when the meanderer is seeking ground. And it's in that grounding, it's in that choosing of place in this world. That's the difference. It's the art of choice instead of the art of acceptance and surrender. To be able to choose your own mysterious path through listening to the signs in your life that are speaking to you, through the circumstances and the agendas that you hold dear to you, as a response to the part of you that has its own direction, that desires that direction to chisel away what's important. So as we speak to this, we want you to allow yourself to think for a moment, what would it feel like if you had all of the support you needed to tend to a garden? We're talking about the feeling of knowing that the earth cycles support you, that collaborations on maintaining and tending the garden support you, that the elementals, that the nature spirits support you, that the ecosystem that's already at place is supporting and encouraging of you having a thriving garden. So the next thing is your opportunity to choose what is it that you desire to put in that garden. It's that choice that is yours. Finding your purpose, finding that niche, is understanding that as you create a choice, your surroundings are going to reflect that. They're either going to reflect that in a supportive way that encourages more of it, or they're going to show you where there's a block. So listening, what is the choice that you are making? How are you choosing to tend the seeds that are dear to you in your life? Thank you. All right, so as we're popping on, I'm just going to get to the first question we have. Okay. So what we have here is Nikki says, hello, Nikki. Hello, could I ask, have I made the right career decision? I don't understand the thing that they're saying. You're not going sour south. So the feeling that I have is, it's like this feeling of closer, but not quite on hitting the head on the nail. You know, like there's almost this feeling, and this is so part of my theme right now in my life, is how to really get as close to that goal. You know, I think of even with golfing, you know, this art of how to, that until you actually get it in the goal, you still got work to do, right? So for you, my feeling is, let's see, the Invisibles, I think are going to speak to this. So we see that you're in a dilemma of choice, but moreover, a dilemma of what you are willing to sacrifice. You see, choosing a career path is one thing, but going into the foundation of that choice and exploring where you are making that choice from is something altogether. And that's what we want you to explore. When you made that choice, and specifically there's something about, they're kind of showing me this, they're showing me like December 2008 maybe. So it's just, I guess, 10 years ago, maybe to explore what was alive for you like 10 years ago? What were some of maybe the directions that your life was going in? It feels like there's some sort of clue or maybe a roundabout thing to understand. I know for me, I found that life has a way of creating cycles. And these cycles in some way are a gift from life, so that if there's a story that's kind of unfinished, or there's a desire that hasn't been fully met, in my experience, I've found that these cycles come around to give us another opportunity to make that choice with a more informed choice that's maybe more informed by our lifestyle, more informed by our life experiences. And so for you, I want you to just kind of digest and explore 2008 and use it as maybe it's something that can help you create a lens around if there's something missing, or if there's a direction that I without talking to you, I won't be able to actually, I feel like I want to bounce ideas off of you. But that's be something to explore, because like they said, I'm not getting a huge no, but I'm not getting a big alarm. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, but it's this feeling of it's close, but there's still like maybe a foundation of a distrust, or it feels like there's still some sort of belief that might be inhibiting you in fully investing in maybe the like more tweaked or upgraded version of what you've already chose. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's something to explore 2008. See what kind of harvest you read. All right, so moving on. Hello everyone, by the way, that's popped on. Stephen, Christopher Berg, everyone I can't see. So let's see, the next question we have. Where are you all right now? For anyone that's new here, I'm in Salt Spring Island. I've got the fire going. I'm here in Canada, a small little island. They call it the Hawaii of Canada because we have a very odd ecosystem. It's quite warm for Canada. So Stephen says, I had some channel Archangel, someone channel. Oh, hi, Beth. I had someone channel Archangel Michael for me, and he said that I'll be receiving something good on the mail soon. Can you see what it is? Your home. So Nikki says, oh, from New Zealand. Nice. You're homeschooling your son. Yeah. So maybe there's a way that, just looking into maybe some other approaches that might be, I don't know. You'll explore that. But oh, you were home, or he was born 11 years old. Nice. Okay. So as for you, Stephen, let's see. Stephen's from New York. Nice. So the thing that I'm learn metaphor, learn my metaphors, learn my archetypes, because the thing I'm seeing for you potentially, Stephen, is that it feels like the male, when when guides sometimes see, you know, or share that there's mail coming, is on an energetic level, mail can also be, and like from the spirit plane, it can be, it's not necessarily just going to come through an actual mailbox. It could be something that comes through a message that is sent to you. Maybe somebody calls you, maybe there's someone reaching out to you. And so for you, I think something to explore is more about, how do I describe this? I mean, I feel like it might be coming more through maybe like a Facebook message or some sort of like messenger. It feels like there's, I mean, it feels like there's somebody that wants you to know something, that they, and I don't know if it's like they've got a crush on you, or there's like this feeling of like someone has something that they want to express to you. I mean, that could be totally far off, exactly the opposite, but but it feels like there's like something that somebody, it feels kind of like female oriented possibly. And so something for you to be open to is being open to receive this gift that they have coming to you through whatever they're going to be sharing with you. And so maybe it will be actually like a gift. I mean, we're about to have Christmas. But my feeling is it might be more something that may have more meaning, you know, to you than something physical coming in the mail. Like maybe it's something that somebody wants to say to you, something that like is going to have an impact in how you navigate life, or even maybe the choices that are coming your way. So that's a little bit of what I'm seeing. Let's see if the invisible is anything. Yeah, that's about what I can see. Oh, yay, he says, that's crazy. That's what I was thinking earlier, maybe getting a message from some lost friend. Yeah, that's more what I feel. All right, there you go. So moving on. The next question we have is, let's see here. You guys are in luck because it looks like I can check. Okay, so we've got a private question that just came through. And it says, hi, Sarah, thinking of you. I have a question around, I'm feeling funny about wanting to make money, feeling tapped financially, but comparatively privileged in the world, and not sure if I need to change my life or just get the money rolling in through the things I'm already doing. Any thoughts? I'm not sure if I need to pare down my projects or find things that will support me or what. So much love to you and the Invisibles. All right, so let's see. I mean, the first thing that I saw was I almost saw like, I saw like this image of energy, like a lot of energy kind of like going out, and maybe that's through the projects. Like I saw it as though in some way, like having so many projects, like it's diluting a bit of your presence and a bit of your capacity to also receive and replenish and have these like, I mean, maybe it's because of how you hold them. And I think that's something to be aware of too. Some people are really good at holding lots of projects, are really good at having tons of responsibility regarding people's emotions and, you know, supporting people. And something I'm seeing is it feels like possibly energetically, you may be having almost like holding those projects energetically in a way that that is like, I feel like there's a certain level of consuming of some of your own personal resources and capacity to magnetize money. And so that's something to just notice. And Invisibles want to talk, but they also made, before they talk, I just kept seeing like 2, like if you, maybe you're already on 2, but if you can get to like maybe 2 projects to focus on this winter, that would be plenty. And then there could be a natural evolution as well that can come from that. But there's also something about you traveling. I'm trying to understand if it's connected to you needing to be stable long enough to center yourself with more finances. Because as I see you kind of wanting to, just noticing there's like some sort of like, almost like if traveling is like water, it's like I see you having these projects, and then I saw this image of like this water wanting to keep things flowing, but not necessarily grounding and creating that bay or that reservoir for finances. Let's see. Who are you serving by withholding the need for not just sustainable income, but the need to be able to feel so sourced, not just in how you experience life, but understanding how to move through the dilemma of sabotage that can come when beliefs conflict one another. So for you, something we see is that there's a belief around your capacity to there's one in the background that's trying to chime in. They're calling it like outrageously financially abundant, and kind of this. But at the same time, there's like this. It's like I'm seeing like these different beliefs within you around the importance of having like this humbleness, and this importance of like being able to be realistic and understanding of the greater circle of influence and connections and the stories, and like what is within the money, like that money holds energy. And I see a part of you that is aware of that, but then I also see this part of you that desires for this like this need to be outrageously financially abundant, but that finding that middle place, like finding that place that honors the transition needed to make each of these a reality. And so for you, it's like I'm seeing like there's something about like I'm seeing this image from your throat to your heart. And I know that you make music. And so it's like this, I guess the affirmation I'm hearing is I allow myself the joy and I allow myself the joy and the privilege of having my needs met, knowing that the overflow in my life serves the greater good, serves the collective's need. And so for you, let me just sit for a moment and, I'll share something that I've been working on because I'm in a course right now, and we're working on money mindset and the way of also bringing magic into creating space for finances, and the idea of getting clear with, there's one way, getting clear with how much money would you require to be comfortable, getting like all your numbers down. But then the other aspect is you know, if you had a certain amount of excess money, like what would what can you conceive as a lifestyle that would really support you? So maybe thinking about, maybe you'd have self-care practices. Maybe you could hire people in your community to offer services to massage. You could, you know, if you have a house, like get a cleaner, like, you know, there's these, be able to maybe support more local artisans, be able to support more local farmers, being able to tithe more, you know, being able to actually offer more money outwards. And so one thing with the money mindset is this idea of what can you do right now in your life, and that can help create, kind of feed some of those desires. So if it's a desire for more space, what can you do, or more time, what can you do to actually like create that more time in your life? If it's a desire for I mean, I'm going on a whole other rant. They're kind of trying to cut me off. So for you, it's like, I do feel like thinning down what you're doing in the way of being able to explore where there might be potential like washing away of energy, almost like this flood that wants to keep things moving, but that it's not time for, it feels like what would be more supportive for you is actually creating this chalice with your presence and with your time and with your dedication, like almost note, and then you'll be able to notice where are the leaks. Like when you start working on something, do you start getting distracted at a certain point? Are there certain mechanisms within you that potentially sabotage some of the growth that's possible? So that's something to explore. I have, for anyone, I think I might have shared last week, but there's this book called The Big Leap, and I encourage checking it out because it gets into how to go beyond our upper limit, how to explore patterns that, you know, the patterns that might be potentially like holding us back from having more love, having more money, having more success in your life. So those are a few things you can explore as beliefs, personal patterns, and what would it be like to focus in on two projects that you're really excited about, like really like what wins, what can you prioritize this winter? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So my daughter is going to be arriving any moment, I believe, unless there's any more questions. I know I had received a question earlier. Oh, yes. I just read your response. Yeah, I think the grounding part would be part of the commitment to creating that chalice. Mm-hmm. All right, so I think, let's see, we've got anyone else? Oh, Safari seemed like she was popping on too. So unless we have any more questions, if anyone's here watching questions, feel free to pop on. I've got my little girl here. Oh my gosh, do you want help? Here, can we help you? Ooh. You good? All right, so I'm not seeing any more questions popping on. Ming, if you're here, now would be a great time to show me that you're here. Otherwise, I am going to close our council here today. So, Lola, do you want to say anything before we say bye? All right, so blessings to you, each and every one of you, and the purpose and path that's before you. May your dreams be the seeds that are sown in the fertile soils of your life, and may you allow those flourishing plants to not just nurture your own self and your own dreams in this world, but also bring forth joy, resilience, and a sense of commitment to what's dear to you. Have a beautiful day, and until next.